Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Full 100. Today is Wednesday, the 28th of April 2021, and today is a show dedicated to, in my opinion, a superhero of a young man by the name of Folajimi Adewole, also known as Jimmy, who dived into the Thames last week to rescue a woman who'd fallen into the Thames. And if it weren't for the social media uproar from Black Lives Matter organizations, from black activists lighting up social media to acknowledge this young man's bravery and selfless act, we would never have heard anything about it, because the mainstream press and the racist society, the institutional racism that we as black people always have to endure, was about to make sure that his achievement, his heroism, his selfless act would have gone unnoticed. But others had a different opinion on that. And thanks to the pressure that social media that lit up this young man's name brought to bear on the news channels, I all of a sudden have news clips to air on this show. So guys, this is a show dedicated to a superhero, in my opinion. So let's get down to this show. As I said, there is not much to say. This is a tribute show to this young man. Many people hear us complain about shootings, complain about deaths in custody, complain about wrongful arrests, complain about jury trials that aren't fair, complain about systemic racism. You see, many white folks who, not those who understand, I'm not talking to you white folks who get it, I'm talking to those who don't get it and don't understand it and can't feel it, can't see it. It's not just about deaths in custody. It's not just about stop and search. It's not just about that not getting that promotion. It's not just about no black CEOs or heads of police or heads of institutions. It's not just about that. It's the little things. You know, the little things like, if this young man had killed that lady that he jumped in to save, need I tell you what we'll be hearing daily? Need I tell you how much digging would have went into this young man's life? Need I tell you how much digging would have went into his girlfriend, his friends, his parents? Need I tell you any of that? Really? I don't need to waste time telling you what would have happened. However, he dives in to save a white lady. She makes it and she gets saved, and he drowns and loses his life. But it means nothing to the institutionally racist society that we live in. And it takes people like myself, people like Black Lives Matter activists all across. I am connected to many of these factions of Black Lives Matter, and they've been calling it out forever. And obviously, social media posts get to those who get to know, and somebody somewhere probably felt maybe we should talk about him, and for that reason they are now speaking about him. It's sad that there is different treatment for people, not based on their age, not based on achievements, not based on their acts, not based on anything other than the color of their skin. It's really sad. So guys, I want to start the first, I want to show you my first video. I've only got 3 videos. It's a short one today. I want to show you my first video of basically the story of this young man and how it's now on the news. Not because the BBC felt like, oh, he done something great, I heard about this guy, let's talk about him. No, it was days and days and days. I only recorded this yesterday, Tuesday. It took days and days and days for this young man's heroism to be acknowledged. Really sad. Take a look at my first video.
The family of a 20-year-old who died after jumping into the River Thames to rescue a woman say he should be honoured. Follower Jimmy Olabunmi Adewale went into the water after spotting a woman fall from London Bridge. His father said he wants his son's bravery to be recognised.
The former school of a 20-year-old man who died after trying to save a woman in the Thames say they will find a way to honour him. Tributes have continued for Jimmy Olabunmi Adewale. His former head teacher has said he had a wonderful way of looking at life.
I'm hoping to visit with the parents either later today or tomorrow, and we'll be working alongside them to see what they would like for Jimmy's memory at Harris Academy, Peckham. I'm very keen to work alongside the family and make sure that however we decide to remember him, that it's with their blessing.
Welcome back, guys. Now take a listen to his head teacher, as well as his last employer, who employed him for 18 months, right up until his death the other day. Listen to what they say about this young man. So you understand that it was a real crime. It was a crime to society not to put this kid on a pedestal where it belongs. It wasn't a crime to just black folks, guys. It was a crime to you, and you. We should know about people like this. Anyone who can jump in the Thames in the night to rescue a stranger, not their partner, not their mate, a complete stranger. A black kid rescuing a white person with all the madness we've seen in the past 12 months, all the shootings that are still going on of black people, all the killings, all of the George Floyd situation that just came to fruition. In all of that, this black child jumped in, a 20-year-old jumped in the dark to rescue this white lady, and he wasn't acknowledged. So please take a look at this.
So anybody, listening to somebody realising what had happened, and somebody was clearly in trouble in the Thames, that was a very remarkable decision of his. But what can you tell us about why he would have made that decision and how he would have made it?
He would have instinctually identified that somebody needed help and support, and he wouldn't have considered therefore the consequences for him within that. So it was pure heroic and pure self-sacrifice, and everybody who is obviously, we're speaking about it all the time at the Academy at the moment, and nobody is surprised that he would have taken that act. But when you stop to consider it, jumping into the Thames at that time of night would have been a terrifying thing to have done. But that just demonstrates that the level of spirit and bravery that this young man has. And we don't have many modern day heroes, and I truly do believe that Jimmy is one of them. And I agree wholeheartedly with his father and with Sadiq Khan that this is a young man whose name needs to be honoured for the act of heroism that he demonstrated to us.
As he demonstrated at the very end, he just put others before him like very few people would or could.
Vivek Singh, who Jimmy worked for 18 months at the Cinnamon Club.
And it's worth mentioning as well that he went in to save a woman who was rescued as well, so an extraordinary piece of bravery by that young man.
Incredible to think about, isn't it, this morning?
Guys, I'll have to say this. My next and last video is his parents and his best friend speaking. I do have to say this. Where is the person he rescued? Why haven't they come up publicly? Another man was rescued at the time. Now, the papers aren't saying anything about him. They just said another man jumped in and was rescued. Now, I believe that other person was with her. I believe that other person was a husband, boyfriend, or partner. They haven't said anything about that person, and they haven't said anything about the lady. The lady hasn't come out to thank this kid's family. The parents are going to hear from in a minute. It's been days since when this was recorded. Like I said, this was recorded Tuesday. This happened last week, and they haven't had contact. Otherwise, they'd say that. So I want to ask you guys, where is this should be grateful individual who, for whatever she was doing that caused her to jump, that end up in the Thames? She might have been fraffing about, she might have been messing about, she might have taken risks that she shouldn't have taken, or it might have been accidental. Either way, it's cost a child his life. And she hasn't said a thing. We haven't seen anything about her. We haven't heard anything from her. I just want you guys to bear that in mind. I want to finish off my last video now. Like I said, this is from his parents and his best friends. Take a look at this, guys. And I'll see you on the other side to say my goodbyes.
Now, the family of a 20-year-old who died after jumping into the River Thames to rescue a woman say he should be honoured for his bravery.
Jimmy Olabumi Adewole, known as Jimmy to his friends, went into the water after spotting a woman fall from London Bridge. Here's Sonia Jessup with more.
Flowers for the young man who's become known as Jimmy the hero. Jimmy Olabumi Adewole died trying to save a stranger from the Thames. She was rescued, along with another man who also jumped in. His parents, clearly deeply distressed, told us they wanted to talk about how proud they were of their son.
My son is a hero, and he's a very kind boy. He's my friend. Even if I'm at home, he always comes to me, and we are really friends.
This is my son's clothes. I can't sleep since Friday. I use this clothes to cover myself. I'm smelling for Jimmy's body on this cloth.
Jimmy's friend Bernard was with him and saw what happened.
I could hear Jimmy screaming my name. It was just pitch black everywhere. And I was just trying to see if I could see him. He just kept screaming my name. I got on the cliff. All I could hear was my name. He's just echoing.
A fundraising page for Jimmy's funeral and to support his family has raised more than £70,000.
I want my son to be honoured and appreciated for what he has been done. To rescue someone inside the river and my son died there. I want my son to be appreciated and honoured.
Welcome back, guys. He should be appreciated. To what mode or what way? Just a police, a fire service department, acknowledgement, a plaque to give to his parents, something. He did the job that the police should do. He did the job that firemen do. He did the job that Coast Guards do. He did the job that coastal rescue teams do. He tried and lost his life. Guys, that's the end of the show. If you do want to help, I'm glad they've raised over £70,000 as of yesterday. Anyone who wants to donate to the family, please check out his name, Google it. It must be on Google at this point. Jimmy Olabumi Adewole. Rest in peace, young man. You're my hero of this year so far. Guys, I'll see you all on Friday for my last edition. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button. Do not watch this without hitting subscribe. I'll see you all soon on Friday. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.